Peace. This Monroe Jr. I'll be giving my commentary right after this video. Peace.
Onto the stage to sing one of his songs, to rap one of his songs. She was white. It has the N-word in it, so she started rapping it. And then halfway through, she kind of gets shut down, and he ends up sending her off stage. How do you think that went down? Like, how do you think he played it? Did he play that right?
I don't know. You know, it's like, don't invite people on your stage if you don't want them singing your songs. You know, that's basically what it is. You know, everybody know what the songs are. And, you know, I think it could have been avoided if the fans stay in their seats, the artists, you stay on the stage and do your job. We didn't pay to see nobody else sing anyway. It's like we pay all this money. We already have too much crowd participation with the say ho, throw your hands in the air. We're already working the crowd enough. Now you want them to come up and sing and rap. It's like, come on, the rappers got to do something at the show.
Peace, peace, peace. Shout out to Ice Cube. He gave another angle, and I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself. My name is Monroe Jr. But Cube gave an interesting angle because when I saw the Lamar video and I saw him call the young white lady up on the stage, and I heard her verbally say the N-word, you know, in conjunction, in tune, in harmony with the lyrics of the actual song, I didn't think that, you know, what Q was saying, you know, why would you even invite her up to the stage? You know what I'm saying? That's real though. I mean, even though I don't buttress or support what she said, to prevent that, Cube is right. Lamar should have never even called her up on stage. You know, us as analysts or people who critique situations or circumstances, we have to learn to go to the root. And I believe with Ice Cube's answer, he went directly to the root. Because if Lamar could have cut her off at the root, then we wouldn't have had to think about the effect that came from him allowing her to, of course, go on stage. Not vouching for what she said. You know, I'm not supporting her saying the N-word in any form, fashion, or shape. And I don't think that young whites should get comfortable saying that word just because there are a lot of ignorant black people who don't know the history behind that word. You know, a lot of our young people use that word out of ignorance. So white people is like, oh, this black person said it, or that's my best friend. But your best friend is ignorant to the fact of the history, because your best friend, the younger generation, a lot of them don't get taught an in-depth history of the transatlantic slave trade. If they truly knew what our people went through, it wouldn't be used as lavishly as it's used. Just like white people, you don't really get educated over the horrors that your European ancestors brought upon the native people, the Aboriginal people, black people, brown people, native people. You don't get taught it. So therefore you think your hands are free of what your forefathers did to our ancestors. But the Bible says that God would take the blood of the righteous from Abel to Zacharias and place it on one generation. So I'm going to say this, white people, get educated about what your forefathers did, because you are in a privileged position today because they robbed and they stole yesterday. The riches that most of these institutions are built on, some of the biggest financial institutions in the world, were built off the backs of black people. Cotton was king. Can you imagine having employees to work for you for free for 400 years? Can you imagine that? What kind of progress you could make financially and economically? So we can't say that was yesterday. No, yesterday affects today, right? Whenever you go to the doctor and there's a sickness in your body, he examined you. He diagnosed you to see what you were eating. What were you doing in your past that helped you to get in this current condition? So we can never just say, oh, yesterday does not matter. It does matter. And we must look at it and observe it as intelligent human beings. Not as little children who don't want to deal with the reality of what we have to endure or what has brought black people into this current situation. We were the master builders, the architects of yesterday. When your ancestors didn't bring us over into America because we were no good, worthless, unproductive people. They brought us over here because we were the builders of civilization. The architecture that you see at the Capitol in Washington, D.C., the White House, all of that was done by my ancestors. We were not an ignorant people. So you all white people need to study the true history of what your ancestors did. And likewise, we have to educate our young people so they don't use that word carelessly. You know, the N-word is used so carelessly by a lot of our entertainers and rappers because they're not truly educated. You know? So I just wanted to get that perspective. I do like what Ice Cube said though. Kendrick Lamar could have cut that off at the root and not even allowed her to come up on stage. That's 100. This is your brother Monroe Jr. I'm signing off. Peace.